Hey, you guys, I'm about to show you what all NFL teams, what all bad NFL teams have one thing in common. All bad NFL teams have one thing in common. So as we go, we're going to go to Google. And I want to show you what all bad NFL teams have in common. Now, the number one thing that's very underrated in pro football is time of possession, and that's actually what it is, time of possession. Now, as we go through the site, TeamRankings.com, sports picks, predictions, and data, look at the 2017 NFL team time of possession. Now, if you notice who's on the top of the list, you have division leaders like Philadelphia and Carolina. Philadelphia and Carolina, right now, as of right now, they're 4-1. Okay. In 2017, they have an average time of possession of per game 35 minutes, 33 minutes. Now, for the average football fan, there are 60 minutes in a football game. There are 60 minutes in a professional football game. If you have the ball more than half of the football game, most likely than not, you're going to win the game because you're keeping it away from the other team. And also what these teams are telling you on the top of the list, including Kansas City, what they're telling you is that they're running the ball fluently, meaning that they're running the ball to the point in which the other team has no opportunity to get the ball. Because the more you run the ball and the more you get first downs, that's when you keep the ball and you shed more clock in the game. If you notice, if a team is up by 10 points in the fourth quarter, and if they have a good running game, they're going to run the ball to the point in which there will be no clock, there will be no time on the clock. So getting back to this, Philadelphia is number one in time possession. Carolina right there, Kansas City, Denver. These are teams who are good. Philadelphia is on top of their division. Carolina is on top of their division. Kansas City is on top of their division. Denver is in the top division. Kansas City, second place. And then you have Pittsburgh, Houston, Detroit, Atlanta. Right? Now we're going to go to the other side of the good time possession teams. And then we're going to go all the way down to 29th, 30th, 31st, and 32nd. Now, if you know all the winless teams as of Week 5, you have San Francisco, New York, and sorry, bear with me, guys. So San Francisco, New York, and Cleveland are the only winless teams after Week 5. San Francisco is last in time of possession. They only have the ball 26 minutes in the game. That's not good. And right behind them is San Diego. It's Los Angeles. Los Angeles, 26 minutes time possession. Now Los Angeles is weird because they score points, but they tend not to keep the ball as long as other teams. San Francisco is one of the bottom teams in the league in the total offense. And then right on top of LA, you have New York Giants. The Giants won 11 games last year, but yet they were 27th in the league in time possession. And this year, they open up the season with a 5-game losing streak, and they only have the ball for 27 minutes, right? And then you go to Cleveland. Cleveland is shockingly above all these other teams. Oakland lost Derek Carr, so Oakland has offensive issues since Derek Carr's injury. Tampa Bay scores a lot of points, but they tend not to keep the ball long. Miami is one of the worst in offenses in the NFL. Total offenses in the NFL. Tennessee, they run the ball considerably okay. But let's go to Cleveland. Cleveland is also winless. Cleveland only has the ball for 28 minutes. In the NFL, the one thing that's so overrated about the NFL is time possession. I mean, it's underrated. It's time of possession. If you do not possess the ball for a long period of time, you will lose. You will not have opportunities to put teams away. because the teams that tend to put teams away are like the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott led the league in rushing in 2016 because the Cowboys were getting in front most of the games and they were chewing away at the clock. Dallas, as of right now, are 19th in possession. They have the ball on average 29 minutes, which is decent. But for the Giants and the Giants and the 49ers only have the ball 28, 27 minutes in a game. That just shows you that the running games are not they're not an asset, and they either turn the ball over or they have too many 3 and outs. So that's one thing that's most common in bad teams. In which the most common thing in bad teams is they don't have the ball too long. They will lead the league in 3 and outs, and they will on average, turn the ball over too frequently.